back to Fox College Football, sponsored by Geico. Full house for a series that dates back to 1926. Cowboys lead the all-time series. In fact, Oklahoma State, they've won 10 of the last 12 meetings. However, we've had some close games. We expect another one today. Last 6 games decided by 7 points or fewer. We promised a gorgeous day here in Ames, Iowa. 51 degrees, a bit of a breeze, but plenty of sunshine. This is as good as it gets.
Felt beautiful on the field. You and I were walking it. It rained a ton here yesterday. Watch this field. It can be a little slick at times with moisture, but none in the forecast today. Nothing but clear skies and collisions throughout.
Oklahoma State wins a toss. They defer. Iowa State to receive. Fair catch called for. Here comes Brock Purdy, the senior out of Gilbert, Arizona. As experienced as there is in the game, he holds 30 school records and needs 4 completions to break the all-time career completion mark here at Iowa State. You do look at the turnovers, however. This has been a problem. He's cleaned it up in recent games, however.
Oh, he's been as efficient as he's ever been over the last couple weeks. Watching practice yesterday, when Matt Campbell says this kid has a competitive excellence that has built this program, it seeps out of him. Everybody follows his lead. He's an absolute blast to watch compete.
Purdy making his 40th consecutive start. Design rollout, and he throws to one of his favorite targets. It's tight end Charlie Kohler, a big gain, and a first down right away. 34 yards on the first play from scrimmage.
Right when I spend some time bragging about this Oklahoma State defense and how sound they are, how much experience. 2 Cowboys, they jump into the flat. That leaves Kohler wide open at the second level. You do not see that kind of air. I promise you, in Purdy's games playing against Oklahoma State, he has never seen 88 that wide open. A bust there defensively, a rarity, and Purdy takes advantage with Kohler.
Kohler, the 2-time All-American, most accomplished tight end in school history. In motion, Jalen Nolu is coming off his best game. Well, they hand to one of the best running backs in the country, and that is Breece Hall, who picks up just 1. This is one of the most experienced offensive units in all of college football.
It is. Left tackle, though, is the youth, and Huffer. Newell is the all-conference player right in the middle. They feel like they now have, with Hufford, their 5 best, most complete guys up front. And Breece Hall, you may get to him early in a game, just like Rodriguez did there, the linebacker. But they will continue to feed the beast, and the guy just gets stronger and stronger as the game goes.
He's coming off a career best 197 yards last week in Manhattan against K-State. Purdy, second catch already for Charlie Kohler. Meanwhile, you want to talk about experience. How about on the defensive side of the ball for Oklahoma State?
And then nice to have Brock Martin back. Missed just 1 game, number 9 right there. You see the brace on the elbow. A dislocated elbow, as tough as they come. Second level. In Rodriguez and Harper in particular, loaded with experience and productivity. Rodriguez, 339 tackles in his career, and all Jason Taylor does is make plays on the football. His pick 6 last week, no question, turned that game against Texas. The guy just has an instinct and a nose for where the ball is.
Yeah, see total defense there, second in the conference, top 20 in the nation. Just enough on the run for Brock Purdy. Let's see if they mark him a touch shy. Purdy, who's been a good runner over the course of his college career, 18 rushing touchdowns. And he's just short, 4th and 1.
Yeah, it was the extra safety Taylor that came in there on the QB key. Both these quarterbacks are going to run it an awful lot today. And you can see the right tackle Schreiger telling the crowd, who is so juiced and energized, keep it quiet because this is an awfully big decision here early.
Purdy 13-1 as a starting quarterback against Big 12 teams on his home field. The only loss to Oklahoma State. A pitch met at the line and shoved back. Another touch for Kohler. He is stuffed. Sean Michael Flanagan, mostly a special teams contributor. What a big-time hit.
Yeah, it was all eyes. They may have busted the first little pass play to Kohler, but they knew right where he is here on the little shovel pass. And watch Harper, 16, stay square to the line of scrimmage, and it doesn't take one Cowboy or two. It takes three to corral them. That is the kind of team defense that you are facing, in big-time contribution from a name a little unfamiliar through the first half of the season in Flanagan.
Here is Spencer Sanders and this Oklahoma State offense. He keeps it. Turns the corner. Tries to throw the stiff arm out. Now Spencer Sanders, who's been inconsistent. He picks up 5 on that carry.
He will run it. I said to him today, how much are you prepared to run? Because he ran it 15 times against these guys last year. Completion percentage, second to last in the Big 12. But the guy is just a gamer, just a baller. He's 18-6. He's a winner. He loves to play and compete. And expect to see that run early and often this afternoon.
And they hand to Jaylen Warren. Warren, who's been one of the great surprise stories in the Big 12. He picks up 10 and a first down. 4 straight 100-yard games for Warren.
How about those big boys on that snap? Sills included, just moving like a tidal wave. That front for Iowa State. Sills by far the most physical of those 5. And Jaylen Warren has just changed it. He's changed their entire offense. That's not my opinion. That's Mike Gundy, since he's been in the fold. And you were there, Aaron, calling the game in Boise. That game, 33 carries. He has been a workhorse. He, too, like Breece Hall, gets stronger as the game goes along.
Yeah, that was his breakout party. 218 yards on the blue. They feed him again, and he's into Iowa State territory. Meanwhile, this Iowa State Cyclones, let's not forget about their defense. They've held every opponent under 350 total yards.
Yeah, they're #1 across the board in this conference. McDonald is their pass rusher #9. If they can get to pass rushing situations. Mike Rose, the player of the year a season ago, leading them in tackles once again. 255-pound linebacker that runs sideline to sideline. And Eisworth, a little switch today, is going to play to the field safety. A little bit more of a boundary safety. Made that move this week.
Sanders to throw, incomplete. Looking for his tight end, Braden Cassidy. This Iowa State defense, this is just as stout as it comes in the country, rather. Total defense, 3rd, yards per play, top 10, 8 rushing yards a game. That'll be something we'll be keeping our eyes on. Just about 97 yards a game allowed.
And they will play to the noise and the emotion that you're feeling right now on this first 3rd down.
Third and 6. Well, some miscommunication, a botched play, and an incompletion. Looking for Brennan Presley.
Yeah, I think Spencer goes the wrong way here. This is a play-action pass, and you can see everybody, and I think Spencer knows that everybody's going to fake this way, and he's supposed to come out left with a little flat route and sneak route. He just called it the wrong way. Thought about it the wrong way, and that is no place that any quarterback wants to be. Just a dead play on 3rd down.
Both teams having to punt their opening drive. Inside the 10. When we come back, we'll be looking at one of the country's top running backs, Breece Hall. He has scored a rushing touchdown in 18 straight games. Will today be number 19? Fox College football is sponsored by the new Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Could it be the best Coke ever? And by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Full house today, homecoming weekend here in Ames. Second drive coming up for Iowa State. Get it to Xavier Hutchinson right away. Top target out of the wide receiver core for Iowa State. He picks up 4. Today's ones to watch, sponsored by Papa John's.
And a little bit of tempo here from Iowa State as well, but 2 elite running backs. This conference this season, maybe not loaded with the QBs and receivers they've been in the past, but the run game very, very strong.
Jaylen Warren, get any credit for that picture that he took at Media Day? And that's as good as you find in any conference.
As is this stout front seven, and right into the teeth of Malcolm Rodriguez. That's a couple times now that Breece Hall, and I think the strength of both Breece and Jalen, the players to watch, is they're both patient. You will feel no panic from either of these running backs. They know defense is going to win sometimes. They're going to jump into some of those gaps. They're going to run blitz right into some of that interior run game, but you will see neither Warren nor Breece Hall at all back down. And in fact, as I said earlier, both tend to get stronger as the game goes along.
Purdy with time into traffic, looking once again for Kohler, incomplete. Tight coverage there, Jason Taylor the second.
And that's going to be a phenomenal matchup. Brock Purdy, he loves to go to 88. 8 and 88, caught every pass basically between receiver and tight end last year in this matchup. They love to feature those two guys. Kohler loves to use that big frame. At times push off. He does it in such a good, sneaky way. He's never called for it, but Taylor got right between the 8 and the 8 and disrupted that opportunity. It was a 3 and out.
Kohler already with 3 catches for 40 yards. Presley on a short punt, short field ahead, just 35 yards. Will step aside, come right back to Ames.
Come on.
Scoreless in Ames, Iowa. Okay, Brock, let's go outside the box a little bit. How do you slow down and get to one of the best defenses in the country?
Yeah, a little family feud style here. If you're going to beat the number 3 defense in the country, survey says you better have a quarterback that can create and run, and Spencer Sanders can do that. You saw that early. Survey also says you better be precise against all that zone in the passing game. And lastly, a puncturing, patient, I'll use a little alliteration there, a puncturing, patient run game to run right at that 3-man front. Oklahoma State has those 3 tools. They have them. That's why they've beaten them the last couple years. 8 of the last 9 years, in fact. And Spencer knows coming into this game, he's got to extend plays, be creative, and be the difference maker.
Second drive starting inside Iowa State territory. Sanders finds the edge. He's got the first down. Using his legs right away today, and he picks up 18 in the first down.
Yeah, this is such a sound group defensively. This 3 down front, you play 8 behind it. You can see Mike Rose aggressively go after it, but it's those legs right there. He is the extra guy that you cannot account for. We watched Gary Bohannon a month ago, very effective in that first half. Ended up Baylor did beating Iowa State, and that quarterback X factor, his athleticism, that makes it tough on this defense.
Now play action. Sanders has time. Tucks it again. He is crunched shy of the first down. Picks up 6.
You're going to hear this a time or two. This is going to be a loud game. Very physical, aggressive. That's Peterson from the DN spot pursuing. That's 255-pound Mike Rose, a weak side linebacker. Spencer will be sore tomorrow.
Warren on the ground. Just shy. Utah State transfer, 4 straight 100-yard games. He's coming off 193 yards on 33 carries last week in Austin in a Cowboys win.
But he's low to the ground. There's a lot of carries, but he does not take a ton of punishment. He is usually the one that is dishing the blow to the defender. A big reason why he's able to carry the ball as much as he is.
He is leading the nation in offensive touches per game. He's averaging roughly 27. 30 short. Warren. First down. Gets past Rose. Stays on his feet. He needed 1. He got plenty more. He picks up 13.
Well, it's a beautiful job by the left guard, Sills in front. In the center, they turn and move that front. And that's what I'm talking about, man. That is that force and that power. Low man wins, low center of gravity. You do not see many that can run through Mike Rose's arm tackles. Warren does just that. And Rose is banged up coming off the field after trying to attack what his offensive coordinator calls a marble.
Mike Rose, Cyclones leading tackler today, making his 45th straight start. First and goal. Warren again finds a hole. Met at the 5. Isheem Young, the first to meet him.
Remember a couple weeks ago we were in Columbus, and Travion Henderson, their stud star little running back, built somewhat similarly, a little bit taller than Warren. But you heard the Maryland coaches say, man, it is just his elite quickness. The Ohio State coaches say, gosh, Kevin Wilson is OC. He moves as fast left to right as he does down the field. It's the exact same thing with Warren. They are built the same way. Their jump cuts, their lateral movement is so fast. A big part of why he's been so productive.
Second and goal from the 5. Play action. Diving catch made. Brennan Presley. First completion today for Spencer Sanders, goes for 6.
Ooh, that is a sweet feet little route right here. Two-man route, and you so often see them try to run a little rough concept out into the flat. Not the case this time. That is exactly what the veteran Eisworth is anticipating, and that is a tendency buster. You've seen us stack our receivers, man coverage, try to get the rub route to the flat. But a little guy like Presley is so quick in and out of his cuts. A beautiful job there, faking to the flat, coming back inside. A pretty impressive drive, paying off with field position. Right, those punts were big deals. Right, in a tight matchup like this, you don't talk about it a lot, but Oklahoma State's able to pin Iowa State back. A short punt by Nevis, and Spencer Sanders and offense take advantage.
And they're going to take a look at this.
I think the key here, Aaron, the ball can hit the ground, but it cannot move. Does he maintain possession? I see that football stuck like Velcro to his shoulder pad. I think this is a great call down by the replay booth, who, by the way, I had chili with an hour ago. Nice guys. I think this is the right call, but I do not see this ball. It makes contact with the ground, but it honestly looks stuck to his shoulder pads as Presley is holding that tight to his body, knowing that if it moves at all and it changes directions, it's going to be incomplete. I think that is a catch through contact with the ground.
I agree. And I know where you'll be seeing the replay crew again at halftime. And it looks good to us as we bring in Mike Pereira. Micah, what are you seeing on this?
I'm seeing the same thing that Brock is talking about. He's got control as he's going to the ground. Ball doesn't move. It hits the ground, but to me, he maintains control. You had chili with him. Jack McDonald, the replay official. He was on my crew in the WAC.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Kevin Mark, today's referee. That was the right call.
Presley's a good one, Aaron. He's fun to watch, man. We talk about Iowa State growing and improving over the course of the season. You saw these folks up in Boise. They are much better than they were a month ago. That's Presley, that's Warren, that's just confidence of the entire group. And let's give some credit to the O-line, too, that did some mauling action in the run game.
Tanner Brown for the point after. Now Presley, a touchdown last week at Austin. He's been finding pay dirt on the regular recently. Oklahoma State an early 7-0 lead. Well, today we are in Ames, Iowa, where this Iowa State team got off to a slow start. They've won 2 straight, and right now behind to an underdog, an undefeated underdog, number 8 team of the country, Oklahoma State. 6 plays a short field, 48 yards. On a touchdown pass by Spencer Sanders to Brennan Presley. First points on the board today. Noel met just past the 20. Brock Purdy has set just about every record for Iowa State over the course of his time here in Ames, and today already you can add yet another one to just his incredible career resume. When you look at all-time career completions, he came in today only needing 4. He has picked that up already. 821 for his incredible career.
So durable and tough, and he's gotten everything out of his ability. Just watching him yesterday lead this team, really, not just the offense. This team goes as he goes, and it was against Oklahoma State 4 years ago that he had his coming out party. And that, too, is the only win in the last 9 years for Iowa State over Oklahoma State.
Purdy pressure coming, and he is brought down inside the 10. Devin Harper coming in hot. That's a loss of 11.
Yeah, this is well done. A little bit of a delayed blitz here from Harper. He's going to see the action in front of him, right? He's looking at the running back, some in between there for Breece Hall. Right, that is a rush to cover. Right, that linebacker is looking at what the running back is going to do, and if he is in between, well, Mr. Harper pulled the trigger, and he was not finishing with the sack.
Cowboys lead the conference in sacks. They average roughly 3 a game. Veteran tight end Chase Allen in motion. They pitch it. Trying to get some of those yards back. 3rd and long coming. All last year's Conference Offensive Player of the Year, unanimous first-team All-American. He's sending off the field on 3rd and 17.
This is Hutchinson or Kohler. Those are the 2 guys that Brock feels the most trust in. Number 8, the receiver on the perimeter. We've seen him go to Kohler already a number of times on 3rd down.
Purdy over the middle. It is Kohler once again, already his 4th reception. He's well short. And the punt team coming on.
I think one of the challenge as I study this Iowa State team, Aaron, it is who is going to be outside of Hutchinson and Kohler. Because when you play elite teams, in the Oklahoma State defensively for Brock Purdy, this is an elite crew, especially in this conference. It usually takes a second pitch. It usually takes somebody that has a special kind of day. And yes, it's been a lot of Kohler already. We've seen Breece Hall. But I'd like to see a Cyclone not named one of those 2 guys make a difference. I think they're going to have to make a difference.
The flag comes in.
Delay a game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Andrew Mevis is punting now for the first time for Matt Campbell's Cyclones. They've had a rough time in the punting game this year. And his first punt just 35 yards and it made that short field. One much better. Dropped. It's a punt of 60 yards and brilliant coverage. Brennan Presley going nowhere. He lost 4 on the return. When we come back, Jalen Warren. 4 straight 100-yard games. Already off to a good start today. Fox College football is sponsored by Pacific Life. More than 150 years strong. Protect what matters most. A homecoming weekend here at Iowa State. Man, they were lined up early today, tailgating for miles. Looks like your rig at home, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Both the transportation and the grill. 7-0 Oklahoma State.
That punt flipped the fields. Got the fans back engaged.
Warren tries to cut upfield. Slips past 1 tackle. It's a pickup of 5 on 1st down. Now Mike Gundy, 17 years at Oklahoma State. 10-3 all-time against the Cyclones. And he has guided the Cowboys to a remarkable 15 straight bowl appearances, winning 10 of them.
And both of these guys know they are developmental programs. You do not recruit 4- and 5-stars guys to load up your rosters. You take kids that you know you can grow. I love his word to us this week, callous. Right, we just callous our guys up, man. We make them tougher. That is the Cowboy way. And he's been doing it for a long, long time in Stillwater.
DB Anthony Johnson slow to get up. Good to see him walking off on his own power. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Matt Campbell, reigning conference coach of the year. He and the Cyclones have been nearly unstoppable in October since 2017. The only 2 losses against Oklahoma State. 2nd and 5. Back to Warren. Warren has the first. Similarities between these 2 running backs?
Very much so. Similarities between these 2 programs as well, knowing exactly who they are. Right, that's now the 10th run out of 13 plays, and Oklahoma State will not apologize about it. When they ran 53 times up there on the blue turf and threw it 13, they do not apologize for it. They know who they are, and they figure out over the course of the season, Gundy does, what the strength of their crew is, and there's no question Jalen Warren's been a big, big part of it this year.
Play action this time. Knocked down. And incomplete. Will McDonald is just simply one of the best D linemen in the conference. Swats that away.
Yeah, the best shot you got at number 9 is to run at him. That's what a lot of people do. They try to run a little play action, but he is sound on the edge of the line of scrimmage. He's seen this play run over and over, and then he's got the athleticism and the timing to high point it and knock it down. He is a pretty kind of athlete that if you let him play in space and pin his ears back, you're in trouble.
Warren. No gain. Back to the line of scrimmage. Linebacker Mike Rose back on the field now for Iowa State. Number 23 had to leave earlier because of injury. 3rd and long. Sanders fires over the middle, complete for the first down. It is once again Brendan Presley, a pickup of 22.
This is so good. Just a field play here. You'll see Presley come right into the void of the zone. Iowa State here, the blitzing linebacker Rose leaves a void behind it, and Presley finds it. And I'll tell you, man, Spencer Sanders, I'd say he just likes to wing it. When I watch him as a quarterback, a lot of quarterbacks are real anal about their details and fundamentals. Spencer's not. He's just an athlete that wants to play. He wants to wing it, and that's an awfully big third and long conversion.
Little flip. Presley turns upfield, makes the man miss. Looked like it could have been tackled at the line. Instead, it's a pickup of 8.
This guy's just a football player, man. Oklahoma Gatorade Player of the Year out of high school. And we've seen him do everything, right? Runs a little whip route for the touchdown. 3rd down conversion, feels the zone on 3rd and 11, and that time gets just enough help to slow down Will McDonald, and an excellent first down gain.
Now, last year's true freshman was a beast in their bowl win over Miami of Florida, 118 yards and 3 touchdowns. Sanders tripped up. Anthony Johnson Jr. right there. Under 10 seconds to play in the first quarter. 3rd and short now. And that'll take us to quarter number 2. Number 8, an undefeated Oklahoma State. The early 7-0 lead in Ames. Welcome back to Fox College Football, sponsored by Geico. 2 great defenses today, 2 of the best in the nation in many regards. This run defense in particular for Iowa State has been one of the best in the nation. However, they've given up 74 yards already today, the most they've surrendered in a first quarter this year. 3rd and 2 now. Design run. Sanders is short. He's stuffed and met. Ishim Young.
Yeah, that was an Ishim Young and Mike Rose sandwich right there. You know when they go empty, this is a trigger to this defense. QB run is coming. That is now the 5th occasion that Spencer has tried to run it. And you may get Iowa State early. Right, we have seen them over the course of this season, right? They're going to feel the process out. John Haycock, their defensive coordinator, typically gets better as the game goes on, and that was a big 3rd down stop.
Meanwhile, this will be a long for Tanner Brown. From 50. That is not going to work. Brown, who last week was 4 for 4 at Texas, missing from long range.
In the warm-ups, we watched him easily kick it from 55 almost to 60 yards. Great elevation. Sometimes on 50-yard kicks, they kick it a little bit lower. Great elevation. Just misalignment there. And the Iowa State faithful love it.
Purdy and the Cyclones from the 33. Back to the line of scrimmage. They're trying to get something going for Breece Hall here in the first half. 6th in the nation. He's averaging 125 yards a game.
Yeah, but Brock Martin is right there. He's patient on the other side. You're just not going to blow Oklahoma State off the ball. This is a stout crew. Excellent at the 2nd and 3rd levels that can run and pursue. And guys like Martin up front, their job, good size, good strength, is to just hold their point and to not get tired of sitting there in gap control against a very patient runner in Breece Hall.
All 4 carries, 3 of them for no gain. Empty for Purdy. Hutchinson just shy of the first down. Jarek Bernard Converse today making his 40th consecutive start with the tackle.
And that's a great matchup, man. That is good on good right there. Tons of experience. Hutchinson 8 catches in this game. He's the only receiver for the Cyclones to have a catch against the Cowboys a season ago. And he will get his. Kohler will get his. The question is who else? Who's going to be the X factor? Will it be Brock Purdy's legs? Will it be Breece Hall as a receiver? Somebody's going to have to surprise this afternoon for Iowa State.
Well, they bunch in tight on 3rd and 1. They hand to Hall. Hall has enough before he is met. We'll see where they mark him. It was Devin Harper who had the sack earlier who came flying in.
Yeah, I think it's Rodriguez here that just tries to 2-point takedown. And Breece runs through. All right, Rodriguez, a 4-time state wrestling champ. I know every broadcast probably says that because it's in the game notes, but that's an incredible feat, man. 4 times a state champion. He reads it, he diagnoses it. The former safety's in the backfield, and that time, advantage Breece Hall running through the arm tackle.
He picks up just enough to move the chains. Purdy with a deep throw, and he overthrows. Here comes a flag. It was Darren Wilson Jr.
Yeah, that's McAllister, just has to reach and grab and hold.
Prior to the pass, holding on an eligible receiver. Defense number 2, 10-yard penalty, automatic down.
Yeah, right in the slot here, and you're going to see just gets too grabby. Right there, gets beat, and all he can do, he can feel the vertical route, and all he can do is hold on. I think the coaching point there is you really don't need to do that. You got Harvell Peel behind you, playing a center field safety to cover up that seam. Too handsy.
1st and 10 at the 47. Hall trying to wait for something to open up, and nothing does. It's a loss. No room for him to run so far today. Tyler Lacey, who led the Cowboys D-line in tackles last year, one of the first to find him.
Yeah, just resetting that line of scrimmage. Iowa State was really feeling like the move at left tackle with Hufford would put a more physical crew up there. But in many ways, those are 5 guards. just all built somewhat similar. And right now, Oklahoma State is winning that tug of war at the line of scrimmage, resetting it time and again.
Purdy across his body to Kohler, who makes the catch and lunges forward right near the line to gain. Wow.
That is a lot of trust. I mean, that's almost Mahomes-esque. No look. I don't think I have seen that concept. You see a lot of that naked route getting outside, and the receivers will follow. He threw that from hash mark to hash mark, nearly blind, but that speaks to the trust and the relationship those two have together, playing for 4 years in Ames. That's a pretty remarkable throw.
Total the most prolific tight end in program history. Picks up 11 and a first down. The empty out Breece Hall. And Purdy calls for time with the play clock running out. Iowa State looking for their first points of the day. We'll be right back. A good look at the namesake for Iowa State Stadium. Jack Trice, who played football at Iowa State from 1922 to 23, was the first African-American athlete to play for the Cyclones. Played in just 2 games in 1923. Really tragic. Suffered a broken collarbone and then passed away shortly thereafter from complications to his injury. And then in 1997, the stadium was officially named in his honor. Cyclones move the ball 1st and 10. Hall with a burst. You could hear that up here. Brings up 2nd and short. He picks up 8.
Yeah, there's going to be some paint splattered over the course of this game between the linebackers on both sides of the ball. We've seen it with Mike Rose on the other side against Jaylen Warren, for Harper and Rodriguez. There continue to be lots and lots of those kind of collisions because both of these teams love to run the ball first to set up play action off of it.
Motion Jared Russ, the human battering ram. Hall trying to spin, going nowhere. Another tackle for a loss.
So that 8-yard run was about the only success so far, right? And that was just Breece Hall saying enough's enough, man. I'm a patient guy. I'm going to feel that out. That first down run, he went right between the guards, almost no patience. Anytime that they've run that stretch, anytime that he's had to try to do what he does best, and that's be patient, slow to, and explode through, there has just been way too much penetration from the Oklahoma State side for the Iowa State run game to get going.
Oklahoma State leading the conference in tackles for loss, close to 8 per game. 3rd and 3. Purdy zips it complete for the first. He finds one of his favorite targets, Xavier Hutchinson, leading the conference in receptions per game.
Do a good job with Kohler and Hutchinson moving him around on 3rd downs, right? He's a split end by nature, but you get into the empty set, you put him in the slot, a lot of cushion there with Harvell Peel on the other side. A pretty easy pitch and catch.
Hutchinson owns the Cyclones' only 100-yard game this year. That was at UNLV when he went off for 133 yards and 2 scores. Well, Hall was thinking about throwing back. Instead, he'll keep it. Didn't like what it looked like. Pushed out by Christian Holmes.
That was going to be a double pass back to Purdy and then a corner route, but I think he does the right thing here. And you're taught as a running back or a receiver in those situations, if it's not clean, and when he looked back, he saw a defender between he and Purdy, right? He's going to take the pitch. Purdy's going to come back, but he sees a defender there right in between and says, nope, I'll just run it, and then I'll do a little pump fake like Purdy does and gain positive yards on 1st down.
Many have fallen for the Purdy pump over the course of his career. Oh, nifty feet. Jason Taylor brings him down.
What did you call Jared Russ, the human battering ram? 43. Had a fun conversation with OC Tom Manning yesterday about 43. I said, man, do you ever feel bad about running him in on those collisions? He said, well, I probably wouldn't let my son be a fullback in this system, but Jared loves creating those kind of headaches.
He made it sound like it was his favorite thing to do, actually. Now it's 3rd and 1. Purdy. Easy pitch and catch. And there is Jared Russ. His 3rd catch this year. You know, he doesn't get to touch it often, but he gets paid off. It's a gain of 8.
Well, this is what you then do. Again, a little tendency breaker, right? He hardly gets it. You're going to see him come across the formation 99 of 100 times. And Malcolm Rodriguez like, hey, come on, man. You got a center block head. You're supposed to run it into me. And that time he dodges him. He gets into the flat. And a wonderful little play. Two teams that know each other. And when you do, you got to bust some of your tendencies. We saw it on the touchdown pass with Oklahoma State. That's an awfully big 3rd down conversion, and I love the smile on Russ's face.
Cyclones have been so good in the red zone this year. They've scored 10 touchdowns the last 12 trips in the red zone. Purdy keeps. Purdy lunges across. And he is marked down just shy of the end zone. Elbow down.
Yep. I'm telling you, man, these linesmen are so incredible. Looking right down the line, elbow or knee. But that elbow goes down, and how many times they get that right just blows my mind. Because in real time, it certainly looked like he pushed it in just short.
Would have been his 19th career rushing touchdown. Hall is stuffed and upended. Well, that closed up fast. Hall, who finds the end zone more than almost any other running back in the country.
Oh, this is Rodriguez. And that time, he got the 2-point takedown. Man, these guys are fun to watch at the linebacker position. Aaron, I feel like I've said that more in college football this season than I can remember in a long time. But defensive guys that love to play, that love filling the hole. And these two Cowboy linebackers will do it just like the Cyclones on the other side.
Remember, Breece Hall has scored at an all-time Big 12 record 18 straight games. And they call for time. 3rd and goal coming. Cyclones spend their 2nd timeout.
This will be a media timeout.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Cadillac and by Rocket Mortgage. For the playbook on home loans, Rocket Camp. 3rd and a couple of feet.
This got to be 4-down territory, right? Student section right down there. I was just telling you during the break, I love QB sneak. Now that you can push, right? We got Notre Dame, SC today. I was watching Reggie and Leinart and those guys with Brady this morning. And he had that push. You know, to me, I love getting under center, but they're going to be in the gun.
Kohler, always a red zone target. Bottom of your screen. They set up the option. Purdy keeps. And he is met at the line of scrimmage again. Brandon Evers.
I think he gets him here. The defensive tackle, incredible effort. Absolutely. Down again. The faithful don't like it, but that ball is not crossing the threshold. Either with Purdy on 2 occasions, Breece Hall, and they are going to go for it.
Evers, the senior, his 41st career game. Going for it on 4th and a couple of feet. Purdy, design roll. Extension, catch made, touchdown, Xavier Hutchinson.
Just about the same spot in that end zone. We saw a touchdown on the other side. This is very good patience. Hutchinson knows he has time to set this route up against Christian Holmes, and just enough of a little push-off right there to gain the separation. Purdy puts it out front, much like Spencer Sanders did on the other side, right in that same part of the end zone. What a drive. Wasn't easy, 15 plays and 67 yards in 9.5 minutes. But that's what you got to do against elite defenses.
Hutchinson, first-team all-conference last year. He's had some big moments in his Cyclone career. And he comes up with ISU's first touchdown today with under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Andrew Mevis on for the point after. All tied at 7. But we are expecting defense. 7-7 under 5 minutes to play in the first half.
Coming up on the State Farm halftime, Jim Harbaugh is off to one of the best starts of his Michigan career. Penn State pushed to OT by Illinois. And wait till you see how Caleb Williams helped save Oklahoma at Kansas. Aaron, Brock, we'll see you guys at the half.
And number 3, Oklahoma surviving a trip to Lawrence. 15-play, 67-yard drive. Over 9.5 minutes. It was Hutchinson who topped it off with that 1-yard touchdown catch. All tied up. Leaders to kick it away. Well, we look now at today's Above and Beyond, sponsored by Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above. Jalen Warren. What he did in high school was record-setting. Then on to junior college at Snow College in Utah, was the JUCO National Offensive Player of the Year. Then to Utah State, 15 games over a couple of seasons, and then comes to Stillwater and has just simply been electric since he has taken over. L.D. Brown is currently out with injury. It was Warren on the blue in Boise. He ran for almost 220 yards. And man, he hasn't looked back since.
Kenneth Walker last week for Michigan State. Similar stories. Just got to find the right fit at the right time of your career, and you could explode.
Sanders thinking about pitching. Instead, he keeps it on the option. He's not going too far. Akshem Young on the tackle. He picks up 3. We saw Sanders with his legs early, especially in the first quarter last year in this game. 71 yards on 15 carries and a touchdown.
And I love the commitment to it. I think that's now his 6th carry already today, 4 in the first quarter. And this is what you've got to do against an Iowa State crew, man. You got to be a little unconventional. They're so sound defensively. And that QB athleticism can be a major X factor in this matchup.
We've not seen Tay Martin yet make a catch. Bottom of your screen. Instead, they'll go to the ground. How about a bear hug and rip down? But a flag is out. It was Isaiah Lee.
I think it's going to be a chop block also against Oklahoma State.
Personal foul. Chop block. Offense number 62 and 77. 15-yard penalty. Still second down.
Yeah, this is Sills and Birmingham taking on Mike Rose. You're going to see this very obvious. Once he takes the contact up top, you cannot high-low. That is a chop block. He is engaged. I don't think that was dirty. I think that was just in the course of the action. But Birmingham coming into his legs while engaged with Sills sets these Cowboys back for Mike Gundy even more, right into the teeth of the student section here at Ames.
That could have been scary. Rose has already had to leave the field once. 2nd and 21 now. Sanders, plenty of time. Heaving it. He wants it all deep downfield and incomplete. Rashad Owens, TJ Tampa there on the coverage.
Yeah, that was one of his first real misses because he did have Tay Martin. Right, he sees the safety. He thinks he can take a shot over the top. He had Tay Martin on the deep end coming in. You can see Martin right there. He knows it. He got into the green grass of coverage, would have had a first down. Instead, Spencer tries to take a shot over the top.
Martin has missed a couple of games with an injured ankle, but back healthy now, 4th in the conference in yards per game. Now 3rd and 21. They're content just trying to get some yards here with Warren. Warren, however, making the most of the carry. 4th and long coming. Mike Rose helping to bring him down.
Yeah, you go backwards in any way, and that was the penalty. It was the chop block on Rose that really set you behind the chains. You are just not going to have success against Iowa State. You're going to play right into the teeth, and Mike Gundy knows it. In order to be effective like they were earlier, you got to stay on schedule. You got to mix your run. You fall behind the sticks, extra long situations, it's going to lead to a lot of punts.
Jalen Knoll back to return. Tom Hutton nose down, booms it away. Fair catch called for at the 40. Punt of just 36 yards. A little less boom. We will step aside. We got a good one as expected from Ames, Iowa. Fox College football is sponsored by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance. That's the glorious day here in Ames. Is that a homemade Jenga set?
I hate that game.
Terrible. We got to look at our total yards by quarter. And the big one was in the first quarter by Oklahoma State. Stingy on defense for Iowa State since.
Well, that long drive, a 9.5-minute drive, really did not give the Cowboys any opportunity offensively in the second quarter. I'll tell you what, 15 runs, just 17 yards for Iowa State. They've continued to be patient with it. And they will continue, I think, over the course of the game. But pretty stout against the run have been the Cowboys.
Knoll coming off 5 catches last week in Manhattan. Good pickup on first down. Knocked out of bounds by Christian Holmes. He gains 5. True freshman. 5 catches last week. It was a career best against the Wildcats.
And I love what they said. He just forced a decision. Like eventually just his talents, nothing that anybody else is not doing. And in particular, Tyreek Milton, whose reps he's taken. He's just been too good. Graded out too good. He's played at such a high level as a true freshman. He's forced his way onto the field.
It was their first win in Manhattan, by the way, since 2004. Purdy underneath and drops. Sean Shaw, who had a touchdown last week, the first of the year for Shaw.
Well, that was going to be a first down, and that's one of the other guys, right? I mean, it's, you know what you're going to get in Hutchinson, you know what you're going to get in Kohler, and it wasn't as if he took his eyes off it. He could just never corral that bullet on a shallow cross, and there's a reason that Purdy leans into in every big moment, like third down such as this. It's into Hutchinson and Kohler and not the other cast of characters right now.
Purdy, pocket collapsing. He is dropped, sacked hard. Colin Oliver, the true freshman, man, has he come on in Stillwater and just been an absolute beast.
Well, he's just different. I mean, he's a 6'2" high jumper, 225 some pounds. Came in about 212. He's added some strength, and that is just some unique dip right there, man. That is unique. They just had not had guys like him, a long jumper, a high jumper, just an elite athlete. And as Mike Gundy said, a lot of the bigger schools didn't look at him. 210 pounds, didn't know where to fit him. They're going to grow him, and when he adds even more strength, I mean, he's going to be extra filthy and dangerous for these Cowboys.
That's his 4th sack the last 3 games combined. Our Pacific Life game summary sponsored by Pacific Life, more than 150 years strong. We're all tied up. Boy, rush yards. Iowa State not getting anything done with Breece Hall on the ground. Total yards close to even. Of course, Iowa State leading time of possession because that lengthy, almost a little more than 9.5-minute drive. 3rd 3 and out for the Cyclones. Fair catch called for. Ball is out. Did Brennan Presley fall on top of it? And he did.
I said in the open about this Oklahoma State defense, and one of their strengths is adjusting. So here's Kohler, right? We saw the sack. Look at the attention Kohler has. Like, nope, I'm sorry. We're going to put 2 Cowboys, and we are just going to maul you. Like, I'm sorry, there's nowhere for you to go. Brock Purdy, if you want to be somebody else, here's one-on-one, here's one-on-one, here's one-on-one. But it is not going to be these 2 corralling Kohler on 3rd down. That is what you call adjustments and forcing somebody else to beat you.
I've called that a very high compliment as well, given by that Cowboys defense.
No question.
All right, inside of 2 minutes to play the first half. Spencer Sanders with 1:45 and 2 timeouts. Moore on the ground, man, he is met and dropped for a loss. Jake Hummel, 2nd leading tackler, playing in his school record 57th game, a loss of 1.
It's going to be interesting how Mike Gundy wants to play this, knowing you're going to get the ball back in the second half, and Iowa State with just one timeout.
Play action. Sanders steps up. Down the middle, complete. First catch today by Tay Martin. Most explosive receiver for the Cowboys. It's a pickup of 25 and inside ISU territory.
Well, there is a massive amount of humanity that is running crossing routes deep down the field, and it frees Martin up. If Spencer could have thrown that a little bit earlier, there was going to be even more room for Tay Martin to get going. But I'm sure he had a little conversation with Spencer after that last drive and just said, hey, man, remember, I'm the go-to guy. I've been one of the most productive receivers in college football. Look for number one.
Had a great career at Washington State before transferring. Play action again. Sanders scanning. Now tucks and run. Makes the first man miss. And is brought down by Isaiah Lee. It's a pickup of 6.
Timeout, Oklahoma State. 30-second timeout.
Stops the clock at 1:03. We're back in 30 seconds. Coming up at the half, stay tuned. Rob Stone and the guys will have the State Farm halftime show. Number 6, Michigan remaining perfect. What a wild one in Happy Valley, and Oklahoma escapes Lawrence with a win. 2nd and 4, 1:08 to play in the first half. Sanders, plenty of time in midfield. He takes a deep shot into double coverage. What a catch is made! Second touchdown today, Brennan Presley going up and getting it for 42 yards. Wow.
Yeah, this is just going to be all the way across the field for number 80 into double coverage. There's nothing there that says throw the football to me other than the ultimate trust. And I was watching Presley in warm-ups. This is what he likes to do. And look at the elevation at 5'8" to go over the top. The smallest Cowboy receiver climbs the ladder. And that is trust between QB and receiver.
Longest catch of his career. This Iowa State defense has limited the big plays so well. Well, this time for over 40 yards into double coverage. A touchdown strike. Brennan Presley now 3 touchdowns his last 2 games, and that was all want from Presley.
Yeah, I said earlier, Spencer Sanders to me is a wing it quarterback in a positive way. The guy just wings it, trusts his personnel and people around him. That is right into double coverage. That's a clear route. He is clearing it out for the in route behind, but he sees something there with Presley, and I think it's trust, as I said earlier, more than anything else. Oh, what a play.
Just under a minute to play in the first half. Season recap for Oklahoma State. They start the season unranked in the AP poll. Won their first 3 games by only 13 total points. They barely beat Tulsa at home. They go to the blue. They escape Boise State despite not scoring in the second half. Then 3 straight wins over ranked teams that all happen to be in the Big 12. First time they've done that in school history, and they find themselves number 8 in the country.
I got him.
Well, Mom and Dad will be very happy with Brennan Presley, not only for his performance, but the shout out as well. Just under a minute. Purdy releases quickly. Xavier Hutchinson, and he gets out of bounds.
With just one timeout here, I think more than anything, what you're thinking for Brock Purdy is just get points. Just put yourself into field goal range as much as anything else. Oklahoma State will get the ball to begin the second half. And this is just a veteran quarterback that's played a ton of football that's going to take what's there. But the mindset has to be, man, can we find any way to gain some points and momentum in the final 54?
Looking for Kohler. Tight coverage. Iowa State wants a flag. Jason Taylor there. It was Taylor last week who had the 85-yard pick 6 against Texas.
I like that there's no call here. Kohler is arm fighting. Taylor is arm fighting. They're both pushing. Purdy's got people right in his face. Brock Martin. How many times you see a Brock hit a Brock, but I like it. He forces the 3rd down.
A lot of blocks to keep up with today. 3rd and 3. Oh, that's why you had a pep in your step walking into the press box. 49 seconds to play here in the first half. Purdy flushed. Looking downfield. And just throws it away. Well, nobody was opening up for him.
And there was nobody. I mean, it is as sticky can get. This secondary for Oklahoma State, all of them, look at them, just one-on-one situations, and there is nobody open in the hip pocket everywhere. This is the strength of this Cowboys crew. The front's gotten better over the course of the season, and there once again you see a double team on Hutchinson that time, and Purdy's left and saying, man, I know where to go with that ball. All I could do is throw it away and eat it.
He was to punt. Presley standing at his 30. Flag is out. And now a couple of players start to get into it a little bit. We'll see what the flag is.
It's going to be a hold on Oklahoma State, just pulling down the gunner for the Cyclones.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 4. 10-yard penalty, first down.
As you said. Well, Tuesday on Fox, it's game 1 of the World Series. Jose Altuve and the Astros await the winner of the NLCS to take on Mookie Betts and the Dodgers, or will it be Freddie Freeman and the Braves? It all begins Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Astros going back to the Fall Classic yet again.
Campbell looking up at that scoreboard and saying, man, the only difference is Oklahoma State will likely take a knee. It's just one explosive play into double coverage. Their Cowboy went up, climbed the ladder, did Presley for his 2nd touchdown of the day, and that really is the difference going into halftime.
About what we expected, what the coaches expected?
No question. No turnovers yet. The big play to Oklahoma State. A couple other good sustained drives for both, and here we are in a 1-possession game.
And Brennan Presley has caught both touchdowns for Oklahoma State, number 8 team of the country. Trying to get to 7-0. They lead 14-7. We'll get you out to Rob Stone and the gang in Los Angeles. State Farm halftime show is coming up.
Thank you. We welcome you to the State Farm halftime show. Glad you're here with us. Rob Stone, Brady Quinn taking notes, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, Bob Stoops here with you. Last week, we had 7 ranked teams fall, 5 of them to unranked teams. The chaos continued today. Number 7, Penn State, a 24.5-point favorite, hosted
Welcome back to Fox College Football, sponsored by Geico. Our first half stats, sponsored by Geico. Iowa State getting nothing going on the ground. Oklahoma State controlling the ground game, outgaining the Cyclones in total yards. Time of possession going to Iowa State, but it is the Cowboys leading after a half. Aaron Goldsmith and Brock Heward. Brock, this feels like about what we were expecting in the first half and for this entire game.
Yeah, I think so. Going to be a very physical affair. You got the top 2 defenses in the Big 12, and the number of times you and I have sat up here and, oh, collision, right? I mean, just getting after it, and it's really the big play, the explosive play. And John Haycock, the D coordinator for Iowa State, said as much. Like in this matchup, you know, over the years, you look at all these 1-score losses, it's typically been a turnover or an explosive play that turned it. And that's exactly what Sanders and Presley got at the end of the half.
Meanwhile, 2 highly productive running backs, 2 of the best in the conference, if not the nation. Overall, Breece Hall is trying to get some room to run. Jalen Warren has been able to get his yards, but Hall has been bottled up so far. Now the return. Makes the first man miss. Still on his feet. Presley getting strung out past the 30. All right, well, we began the broadcast talking a little family feud. How do you beat this defense of Iowa State?
You got to have a quarterback that is willing to run, and Spencer certainly has done that 7 times in that first half. 15 a year ago against these guys, and he made that apparent from the very beginning. You got to be precise in the passing game. This isn't a double coverage, just had one spot to go catch and get up and get it, and Presley did that, and then ultimately that puncturing run game. 54 yards doesn't seem like a lot, but once again, Warren on pace for a 100-yard day against one of the stoutest defenses in college football.
It would be Warren's 5th straight 100-yard effort. They give him the rock, and he is met by Aisheem Young at the line. We've been saying his name over the course of the first half.
Well, he is the free hitter, and once again, like we did in the first half, just listen.
Young, last year's Big 12 co-defensive freshman of the year. This is really, you almost can't explain it. Cowboys coming out of halftime have been outscored 34-3. Fewest by any FBS team their 3 points. They picked up those 3 points last week in Austin. Warren brought down at the 40. Mike Rose on the tackle. Picks up 7, 3rd down now. Back to Warren. Met and tackled. Greg Eisworth. 4th down coming now for the Cowboys.
That is such a good job from the 2 veteran guys. They moved Eisworth to play the field safety. You'll see him come in and watch Mike Rose and his effort just tangling like a grizzly bear, getting off the block, and those 2 sandwich Warren in a pretty significant 3 and out. Something too familiar for Oklahoma State this year in these 3rd quarters, and exactly what Iowa State defensively has been about. One of the best groups in the second half all season long.
Eisworth, the super senior preseason All-American. Hutton punts it away. And a fair catch called for by Jalen Knoll. When we come back, Brock Purdy, Breece Hall, and this Iowa State offense. Fox College Football is sponsored by Discover. Discover something brighter. Oklahoma State, number 8 in the country, undefeated at 6-0, and the defense is a major factor why. Jim Knowles right there, 4th year. Phenomenal run at Duke, then comes to Stillwater, and look at the defensive ranks under his watch.
So good, man. I just enjoy watching his tape every single season. He gets his guys to pattern read. They make adjustments that others can't. He's Ivy League trained, and I love the story this week that just said, yeah, we let Jim have 4 or 5 hours, on a Sunday, and he'll put the plan together, he'll study it all, and then he'll disperse it to everybody else. Smart guy that can share that knowledge with his guys.
Trying to find a way to get Breece Hall going. His biggest run of the day. He's got a 1st down. Tripped up just past the 40. One of the best backs in the nation. Gains 28.
We got a little bit of help out on the edge. Some excellent blocking here from Darren Wilson. And you knew that they were going to look at that stat sheet, Matt Campbell and staff, Tom Manning, the offensive coordinator, and say, no way, man. No way are we going to deviate from our strength.
Play action. It's bobbled and caught by Darren Wilson Jr. He picks up 5.
So what do you have to do? What adjustment will you make in the run game? The only positive run, Breece had an 8-yard run between the tackles. Everything else that has been slower developing has been a hard go. So get out on the edge. Maybe a little quick pitch, maybe a little option. Just get away from some of the chaos the Cowboys have created between the tackles.
Hall had run for just 21 yards before that last carry of 28. Hutchinson, house call, 46 yards for the score. A flag is down.
unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 8. That penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. 15-yard penalty, first down.
And you can see Matt Campbell's face. Yeah, he doesn't like the excessive celebration, but he loves this. Just a little slant route. Run pass option. It is run to everybody. It sucks up the safeties, the linebackers. You see Harvell Peel come out of that safety position, and there is nobody else home. An explosive play. If Oklahoma State can still score an explosive before half, Iowa State comes right back out and matches it. I think the kid's got to have a little fun.
That's tough, man.
Oh, and that's going to take the touchdown off the board.
Wow. My goodness.
Wow. Mike Pereira, talk to me here, boss.
Maybe Mike can't believe it as well.
I think he's trying to look at when that celebration started. Matt Campbell is fuming. He's put on a good face right there, but I guarantee you he is so steamed inside at that call. Oh, no longer inside. Now it's exerting himself. Wow.
We'll get to Mike in a moment. 2nd and 4 now. Purdy keeps, and he is just before the line of the game. Mike, what do you have?
Well, they called that for the bit of a high step on his way into the end zone and a little bit of pause. And in college football, it is a spot foul. It does not carry over and go on the try or the kickoff. There's just not enough there, though, in my opinion.
No way.
You want to see something more exaggerated than that. I really don't like that call.
Wow. I am 100% with you, and so is Matt Campbell. That is, in a game of this magnitude, that's just a call you cannot make.
Purdy to pass on 3rd and 1. Catch made again. Xavier Hutchinson. He'll get it one way or the other.
Well, that is what you have to do, okay? You don't like a call. Matt Campbell doesn't like it. But you have to keep your cool. This is just a one-on-one. It was a slant earlier, the same exact action, a run-pass option. And this time it is just a straight back shoulder. That is good on good. That's the best corner for Oklahoma State and Bernard Converse, the best receiver for Hutchinson. And that is about responding to adversity, not pouting when a call doesn't go your way, but forgetting what lies behind, and you press on to what's ahead, and that is an awfully big response.
Iowa State able to turn the page after the penalty. They find pay dirt one way or the other, and it's that man, number 8, Xavier Hutchinson. Scored twice. Fox College Football is sponsored by Wendy's, the official breakfast of NCAA football. Yeah, they're feeling it now.
Be careful. You can't have excessive celebration. A lot of rhythm going on in the stands right here in Ames.
That might be enough to bring a touchdown back. Well, Hutchinson gets the TD one way or the other. It's his 2nd touchdown catch today. 2nd game this season where he has found the end zone twice. 87-yard touchdown drive by the Cyclones. Presley stays on his feet. Gets beat up at the 25. Tomorrow on Fox, Chase Young leads Washington against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, or other regional action. It all kicks off tomorrow on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Check local listings for the game in your area. All tied at 14.
Pretty darn good response from Iowa State, right? Going into halftime, down a touchdown. Oklahoma State a 3 and out. Cyclones hit their explosive plays. Now it's time for Spencer Sanders and crew to respond.
Sanders, couple of pumps, gets rid of it, and the catch is made. Rashad Owens is wide open near midfield for the first down.
That starts with the protection up front. Patted the ball a number of times, and you're just going to see the zone droppers drop out into coverage here. And so much time on that comeback. Spencer can't believe how open Rashad is, and that is a good response on first down.
Jalen Warren picking up a big block there for his quarterback. Pick up a 22 on the boot. Sanders hums it across. First down catch is made. Blake Green, the true freshman, his first touch today, gains 13.
So a little bit of precision in that passing game, right? One of the components of beating this defense, beating these 3-3-5. Nice job with his eyes there. Crossing route. Spencer's pretty good on the run. I think he's best actually on the run fundamentally, especially to his right. Back-to-back chunk plays in the passing game.
Just the 5th catch made this year by Blaine Green. 1st and 10. Warren tripped up. Can't get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's Mike Rose just flying off that edge. Onzarike as well. Those two have played a ton of ball. I think this is one of the adjustments for John Haycock and his crew with the Cyclones and why they are so good. I can brag about Knowles on the other side and his adjustments. That is now Mike Rose on a couple occasions, back-to-back series where he is not waiting. He is dictating the action from his linebacker spot.
Play action with no running back there. Sanders has his man fall down. That's Tay Martin, and the flag comes out as a result. Anthony Johnson Jr. on the coverage.
Pass interference. Defense, number 26. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Yeah, these two just matched up once again, kind of like on the other side. Good on good here. That's a pretty obvious pull, and I think Anthony knows that he is beat. Actually, a pretty smart play to just give up 15 rather than the shot deep down the field.
Martin just 1 catch on the day. This is a very disciplined Iowa State team, among the fewest penalties per game in the nation. Warren with a hole. Warren. Good run on first down. Picks up 5.
More emotion again after that play. It is getting a little chippy. These fans are still booing, not liking that touchdown taken off the board. And I think it's time emotionally turn your attention to trying to stop these Cowboys. Yeah, that's right. Can't believe. Still in some disbelief.
He's looking for Tay Martin, who got hung up in coverage with TJ Tampa. 3rd and 5 now. Sanders has completed just 7 passes, 2 of them for touchdowns. Right to Jalen Warren. Warren stays on his feet, but then is met with the foot to go and is pushed back. Orion Vance.
Well, the Wildcat situation instead of QB draw, just running back draw here. He's feeling out, patient. He runs through that shoulder tackle of Isheen, but you're right, man. Look at all the Cyclones that continue to pursue Orion Vance and crew. 1, 2, 3 Cyclones force the field goal attempt.
This will be from 32 yards out. Tanner Brown missed earlier today from 50 yards. For the lead. And Brown misses his 2nd try today. Wide right by just enough. Well, he'd been perfect on the season. He took over for Alex Hale, who began the year as Oklahoma State's kicker. Brown had been 5 for 5 before today. Missed from 50 earlier, misses from 32. By that much, we're tied. today, making his 40th consecutive start. 13-1 as a starter versus Big 12 teams on his home field. The only loss against Oklahoma State. They're tied 14 apiece. Third quarter. Gets rid of it. Second catch today from Jared Russ. And the battering ram right there by the sticks. That's a first down for the Cyclones.
Well, you sure see it in Purdy, don't you? He doesn't flinch. You talk about these running backs and their patience. But over the last 2-3 weeks, Brock Purdy has played the best football, distributing it. It doesn't matter if it's Russ, his tight ends, his running back Breece Hall. He knows where everybody is on the field. That comes with 4 years of experience.
Russ had 2 catches all year. He's got 2 today. The motion Knoll on the ground. Trying to free up Breece Hall. Had a big run last possession. A touchdown scoring drive for the Cyclones against 6.
So one of the challenges here in that first half, Breece had no room. Right, Oklahoma State was just downhill. Linebackers, safeties, there was just nowhere to run. And the little adjustment has been these run-pass options here in the second half.
Ready to pass. Clean pocket. A heave for Hutchinson. Flag comes out incomplete. PI's coming. Mike Gundy can't believe it.
Yeah, he's watching the whole thing right in front of him.
Pass interference. Defense number 0. 15-yard penalty.
I think Mike Gundy is saying, hey, hold on a second. These two are hand fighting. Right? Both of them got hands on one another. You see Hutchinson push off right there. But I think it is that little tug of the arm. Gundy is watching it the entire way. But what he doesn't see is I think that tug right there, it just inhibits the opportunity for Hutchinson to go get it. And that will draw the penalty 10 out of 10 times.
Inside Cowboy territory now. 1st and 10. Knoll has the corner. Jalen Knoll just shy of the first down.
And you could hear the sidelines from Oklahoma State screaming for a holding call. This is all about the receiver out here. Are you able to get that block in space? It's tough duty to do. Sean Shaw is 6'6", 230 pounds. Sideline wants a hold. They don't get it. It's another positive first down gain. This sets you up now 2nd and 1 if you want to take a shot.
Motion Milton, we have not seen him today. Not much of him. And they find him a little bit of a high throw, and it takes him out of bounds. Gets his feet down, though, inbounds. Pick up a 6 and a first down.
That's about the 5th one of these run-pass options where now you're giving Brock Purdy the opportunity. Instead of just handing it, hey, man, you have the feel for what's going on in the front. If you feel those backers and the safeties creeping, then you pull it out of Breece's belly, and let's throw slant routes. Let's throw back shoulders. In that case, a little quick out. 6 different receivers now as he's distributing the ball around with a catch.
Kohler isolated top of your screen.
1-on-1.
Looking that way. Kohler makes the catch right in the breadbasket.
Yeah, anytime you get 4 guys opposite, you are trying to create this one-on-one situation, and Kohler, like Hutchinson, just uses the big frame. What are you going to do? He's 6'7", and he knows how to leverage it like a great rebounder, getting inside of you, and you're just not going to go over the top of him and knock the ball away. Well done.
Purdy 20 for 40 today. 3rd of the nation. He's completing nearly 75% of his passes. Was 22 for 25 last week against K-State. Long throw, and it's out of bounds. A flag comes in. They were looking for Hutchinson, and it's Bernard Converse on the coverage with the flag.
Pass interference. Defense number 24. Ball placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Can't win between the tackles. Let's keep pushing it in the perimeter here. And I think it's just Converse's shove right there. He really doesn't need to. He has driven Hutchinson to that extra defender, to that boundary. But it is going to be that push. These are just the triggers. It's grabbing the arm and inhibiting the route. It is the push there, a little bit of the shove that is just going to draw a penalty.
Second PI on the drive for one of the nation's top defenses. Hall brought down. Brock Martin, who dislocated his left elbow. He's playing with the brace as a result on the tackle.
He don't care. He don't care. Here's a look at Tom Manning up in the booth, and I think this is just great coaching, man. It's what Matt Campbell's staff does on both sides of it. Okay, what can we get to now? If they're going to slow Breece down, what are the opportunities to come off of it? And a whole bunch of run-pass options. Lots of efficiency in the second half with them.
Purdy 8 for 8 in the third quarter. 2nd and 8 from the 12th. Tyrell Brock enters the game in the backfield. Purdy back to the end zone, too tall, looking for guess who? Charlie Kohler.
Purdy's pass is incomplete. Intended target is Charlie Kohler.
I don't mind that, especially on second down. My guy or nobody. Right down here, you got the momentum going. If you're Brock Purdy, you can feel it. The stadium feels it. The last thing you want to do is put the ball in harm's way. More than likely here, I mean, red zone and third down, it is Kohler and it is Hutchinson. Those two have been the difference makers for Purdy really over the last 2 years.
Hutchinson isolated, bottom of your screen. He's got 2 touchdowns today already. Purdy scanning. Here comes a flag. He's flushed to the boundary and just chucks it away. Nobody opened up. Pressure from Devin Harper, who had a sack earlier.
That's going to be a hold, I think, on Kohler. A lot of contact between McAllister and the tight end here in the middle of the field where that flag came from.
There is no foul for defensive holding. 4th down.
Well, never mind then.
Well, that's exactly where Purdy is looking. He's looking for Kohler, and he doesn't like it. Safety is over the top, and this is about as physical as it gets.
Oklahoma State could not make their short-range field goal. Andrew Nevis is on here from 30 yards out. This is for the lead. That he is good right down the middle. Iowa State has taken a 17-14 lead. Oklahoma State entered today as an unbeaten underdog, number 18 of the country, and Iowa State has just taken a 17-14 lead. Dominic Richardson back to return. So go through the back of the end zone. So we take you back to 2011. Iowa State erased a 17-point second-half deficit to upset number 2 Oklahoma State in double overtime. It was Jared Barnett. He hit Albert Gray for a touchdown late in the 4th quarter to tie the game, force OT. In the first overtime, Barnett hit James White for a touchdown, but then Brandon Whedon to Josh Cooper for the score. Second overtime, it was an interception off of Whedon. Jeff Woody sealed the deal with a 4-yard run. 37-31 Cyclone victory, trying to upset a top 10 Oklahoma State team once again. Brought down right by the feet. Craig McDonald on the tackle of Jalen Warren. He picks up just a couple.
That is a solid tackle. And if you've watched tape the last 4 weeks, not many have been able to do what the youngster just did there to just corral the running back. Right? We've seen Warren. He's so low to the ground. There's such a little surface to hit. So when you go for those legs, you better bring all of it. That's well done.
Set up the screen. Shy of the 35. Craig McDonald again.
It's the first screen we've seen. I'm a little surprised by that. The biggest play of the season in the passing game was actually a screen to Warren earlier this year. I think Casey Dunn, coordinator, can put that in his pocket. That's 9 yards. Much more manageable third down, but I think you're going to see a screen or two. You have to in the fourth quarter.
It's been a struggle on third down today for Oklahoma State. Warren, the struggles continue. Flag comes out. Talk about a brick wall. Mike Rose was there. Bo Freeler as well, the freshman.
Illegal substitutions. Defense, 12 men on the field. 5-yard penalty will be enough for a first down.
Well, I was wondering why there were some unblocked guys. There seemed like a lot of bodies on the field. And that's why you mentioned Freeler, maybe a package there with some new personnel. You can't have 12 on the field. That's a significant penalty on what would have been yet another stop and punt.
Fresh set of downs now. Sanders steps up, brought down. Wazirike, his 40th career start today with a loss of 4.
Well, he is having one heck of a 6-year season. Just the awareness, the eyes up on the rush. Right, you can see it right there. He is engaged, but his eyes are up, and he can feel Sanders for the sack.
Sanders zips it quickly. Presley incomplete. 3rd and long.
Boy, these students have not sat down for nearly 3 quarters today. They have been engaged.
We had an official that went down. Our line judge looks like he's all right. Shaking it off.
There was a line judge that Campbell gave an earful to for most of the third quarters, trying to understand that taunting penalty. They're on better terms now. And a pretty significant 3rd and 14 where Spencer's got to be careful with the football here.
Jack Trice is shaking right now on 3rd and 14. Sanders scanning. Flushed. Flag is out. Multiple flags. Out of bounds. Mike Rose was in pursuit.
There are 2 fouls on the play by the offense. Holding on number 72. Offense holding on number 70 on the offense. Those penalties are declined. 4th down.
Nowhere to go down the field. 3rd and 14. You just can't live in it against this coverage and against this group. Pretty good job of passing off the routes there. May have had the in cut right on time. Wasn't looking that direction. Covered up on that side. And ultimately too much pressure. Wazirike right in his face drawing the holding calls.
Now the 3rd quarter has been dominated by Iowa State. Fair catch called for by Jalen Knoll. Tuesday on Fox, Game 1 of the World Series. Jose Altuve and the Astros await the winner of the NLCS to take on either Mookie Betts and the Dodgers, or will it be Freddie Freeman and the Braves? It all begins Tuesday, 7:30 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
And those struggles continue in this 3rd quarter, right? Oklahoma State just 3 points in the 1st quarter all season. 6 weeks in, they missed the field goal earlier. And Iowa State just does what they do best, man. This is a staff that knows each other, that trusts in one another. Gundy knows what he's up against. That's a crew that makes excellent adjustments. And this has been all Cyclones in the 3rd quarter.
Cyclones looking for their first home win versus a top 10 team since 2018 when they defeated number 6 West Virginia. It just so happened to be Purdy's first career start. That was Colin Oliver.
Offside. Defense number 30. Entered neutral zone, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
I don't even know if Purdy was going to snap this ball. I think he was just going to go to the end of the quarter. It just kind of gave a little hard clap there. A free 5 yards, and Purdy loves it.
You know, we knew we were going to have a good one today. It's been living up to it. Fourth quarter's coming.
By Chase Allen in front of him, some of the big guys getting out, and I like this, a little bit of tempo. Oklahoma State's not finding many answers right now defensively. You just feel Iowa State dictating, doing what they want to do offensively.
Purdy, all kinds of time underneath. First catch of the day by Breece Hall, who is third leading receiver by catches this year for Iowa State. He gained 7.
Purdy is just composed, right? You just feel it. You just watch him play, and there's never anything frenetic. He just in total control. Right there, they're trying to take a little shot play, fake the screen, shot down the field. Nope. Know exactly, once again, where my outlets are. Signature for a senior-laden quarterback.
He's completed 10 of his last 12. Hall is able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like that would have been a tackle for a loss, but he's able to get back to where it started, 3rd and 3.
That's not good. As Rodriguez is, you know that has got to be a bad deal right there for him to come off the field as tough a Cowboy as there is. And this just feels like a significant 3rd and 3, right? Just in the way that this game has flowed, the response for Iowa State here in the second half. This is an awfully big snap, field position, momentum, everything here.
Polar in motion. Purdy rolls. Pressure comes, completes to Hutchinson for the first down. Well, he threw with pressure coming right at him, and he took a lick. Cameron Farrar.
He sure did. This is a couple different occasions today. That's not quite as no look as the one in the first half, but he knows right where number 8 is. I mean, it is just so clear, the timing that he has. It's as if he could close his eyes, and he knows where Kohler and Hutchinson are on every play.
That's now a good sign for ISU. Hutchinson limping off 10 catches, 108 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Second 100-yard game of the season for Xavier Hutchinson. Getting some attention on the sideline. From midfield, Hall. Colby Harvell-Peel, third leading tackler for the Cowboys, upends him. He picks up 6 on the run.
Once again, the unsung hero, number 11 there, Chase Allen. He's not in the stat sheet. Kohler, his buddy at tight end, gets all the credit. He does the dirty work. Exactly who their staff points to is just one of the unsung guys. And that time he's got to come down. He's got to block Brock Martin, the edge player. Puts his body in harm's way time and again for his teammates. Positive first down run again.
Out of the super senior mechanical engineering degree in hand. Purdy scanning. Now a tuck. Avoids a big hit. 3rd down coming. Brock Martin met him.
This is one of those great fan bases, Aaron. I mean, raucous when the defense is on the field, right? Helping these Cyclones. And then offensively, it gets so quiet in here in these big moments. That is a fan base that knows their football.
Sold out crowd today. Homecoming weekend here in Ames. 3rd and 3 from the 43. We got a timeout called by the Cyclones.
Timeout.
Big 3rd down coming.
Iowa State. Immediate
We'll be
timeout.
right back. Fox College football is sponsored by Pacific Life. More than 150 years strong. Protect what matters most. And by Jersey Mike Subs. Be a sub above.
One possession game, no surprise. It's what they played every time Matt Campbell is matched up against Mike Gundy. All of them. They've gone just one the way of the Cyclones. Every other one for Oklahoma State, but not a surprise when a one possession game. And I'll say this too, in a one possession game, timeouts are critical. Iowa State tried to make a late substitution. Umpire sits over the football, allows Oklahoma State to run somebody on the field, and ultimately, because of the late sub, Iowa State has to burn their own timeout.
Hutchinson back on the field. Top target for the Cyclones. Instead, to the ground on 3rd and 3. Harvell Peel with the tackle, and Breece Hall is short of the first down. Another loud crunch.
I watched a 31 in Seattle do that an awful lot. His name was Cam Chancellor. Harvell Peel, 9 career interceptions, plays the ball tremendously. And I think he finally said enough's enough on 3rd down. I'm going to come down and be an influence.
Going for it on 4th and 2. Purdy finds the edge. No, he doesn't. Cuts it upfield and is just back to the line of scrimmage. Bernard Converse is there on the tackle, and they turn it over on downs. It's a big stop by the Cowboys.
That is a huge play by the corner, making his 40th start. You got one job. You have got to turn this in and keep your outside arm free. Even if you do not make the tackle, look at what comes. 1, 2, 3 Cowboys are there. So many times those corners want to be heroes. They'll duck inside and think, I'm going to make this play and I'm going to make this tackle, and it allows that ball to get outside. That is understanding technique. That's understanding force, and push Purdy right back into the 4th down stop.
Sanders takes over at the 42. They start on the ground. That was Dominic Richardson. Picks up 4.
That was a pretty significant decision, by the way. Field position-wise, an offense like Oklahoma State that's been struggling a little bit, but that call by Matt Campbell, and you make that call because you believe in your defense. A defensive-minded guy, he knows it. He rolled the dice right there. It just is, it's back and forth. He gave Oklahoma State the opportunity to have field position, and now he's hoping his defense will back up that decision.
Pressure. Sanders avoids it. Sanders, boy, he turned what would have been a massive loss into a gain. He avoids TJ Tampa and gets the first down.
He sure does. A corner blitz is going to be coming right here. Spencer doesn't see it until he comes off of that play fake. A little dangerous ball security to wheel it above your head, and then the legs to outrace Wazirike as well.
Once again, Richardson, not Jalen Warren on this drive. Last week in Austin for this Oklahoma State team, their 4th quarter performance was spectacular.
That was a 3rd down stop. It was a 4th down stop. It's allowing just 1 yard. A remarkable effort in the final frame in Austin last weekend.
Sanders from midfield. Over the middle, catch is made. Tane Martin, man, he hasn't had many catches today, but when he has, they've been big ones. That's for 20 and a first down.
This is his #1 route. It is a deep in route, and as much zone coverage if you have time. And once again, Spencer has time to step up into the pocket. That is the entire key. When you can step up, you can scan it to the right and over the middle. He is much more accurate. A perfect dart there to put yourself in field goal range.
Messy pocket, he releases, and that's a touchdown! Oh my goodness! Tane Martin, he got a
concentration, what hands, and what a throw from Spencer Sanders as well. I mean, that may be his best throw of the entire season. There was no room, and I love that. Look at the linebacker talking to the quarterback. That was a dime, and we're going to do our job defensively, because what a couple throws from number 3 delivering in the fourth quarter.
Man, and he stood in that pocket that was catching fire when he delivered.
That was a post corner route. That is a long developing route. And you're going to throw that to the pylon. So that is the one thing you know. You know exactly where it's going to be thrown. And I think that's good in the NFL. That's 1-2, secures it all the way through. Incredible precision.
First 3 touchdown pass performance on the season for Spencer Sanders. And the latest, a thing of beauty to put the number 8 team in the country in front. Welcome back to Fox College Football, sponsored by Geico. 5-play, 58-yard drive that ends in a remarkable pass and catch. 25 yards out. Sanders, his 3rd touchdown pass today, season high.
You realize he's 21 of 25 in the fourth quarter now. 84%. That is number 1 in the FBS. The dude has been nails in the fourth frame.
And Noel's going to bring this out to the 15. Now we take a look at our moment of the game, sponsored by the new Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Could it be the best Coke ever?
Okay, a couple things here. 7-man protection. That is a great call, because to run a post corner, you need a lot of time. So 7-man protection from Casey Dunn. I love the call. And then look at the room here. Watch when Spencer releases this ball. Look where Tay is out. There's one spot right here that you have got to hit. That is it. And he puts it right on the money.
First and 10 from the 15 for the Cyclones. Now trailing. Purdy all kinds of time scanning. Pressure now. He steps up. And we'll pick up a couple. Devin Harper brings him down. We've seen that a lot today from Purdy. Scanning, looking, and nothing's been open.
Yeah, not putting the ball in harm's way. Right, he is not going to create and have that mistake. We talked about it. 39 giveaways in his career. Yeah, that's quite a few. That sometimes comes with playing for 4 years, but I think his ball security today has been a point of emphasis. It's been phenomenal. And I know this, over the final 8 minutes, you're going to call Hutchinson and Kohler's name, because he will be looking their way.
Breece Hall is averaging 125 yards a game, 6th in the nation. He's been held in check today. Purdy to pass again. Checks down to Hall, a second reception. It's good for a first down. Plenty of yards after the catch out towards midfield. He picks up 30 to move the chains.
Ooh, this is really good. And once again, so much attention is being paid to Kohler down the field. And that's where your money, man. You never go broke taking a profit. Those checkdowns can be so valuable.
Hall's trying to find some crack of daylight. He gains 3.
Breece has really become their 3rd weapon in the passing game. It's Hutchinson 1, it's Kohler 2, and coming into the game actually tied in receptions with Kohler, and that is such a huge, going to be a huge part of his progression, his game at the next level. Not just a one-dimensional, just pound the ball kind of back, able to pass protect, able to catch it. It's such a weapon on those checkdowns.
All over 100 total yards now of the day. Remember, he scored a rushing touchdown in 18 straight games. He's been held without one so far today. Purdy running out of room. What a catch! Xavier Hutchinson has been a highlight reel, but did he hold on to that? Did he get down in bounds?
To it. Does a body part come down? It does. That left knee is down. There's no question that's a catch.
It's a completed catch. First down.
Man, have we seen some receivers make some plays today, huh?
That's good for 14. That was remarkable.
Tay Martin, Hutchinson, let's go.
Hutchinson, 11 catches, now 114 yards.
Yeah, he's feeling it. He's taking a beating as well, man. I think he's feeling his point to his ribs there. But he'll get a little break and he'll be back in.
Milton with room to run. Tariq Milton inside the 5.
Same play as the touchdown, just a little run pass option. Look at the linebackers and the safety. They're all around the line of scrimmage. Harvell Peel is trying to jump and get in the passing lane and time this knockdown, but that is just too difficult to do. An excellent call, man. These coordinators are playing chess right now, going back and forth with excellent calls on both sides. And for Milton, man, you know he feels good about maximizing that opportunity.
That's good for 33. Hutchinson is back on the field. First and goal. Timeout called by Iowa State.
Timeout.
First and goal coming
Iowa State.
from the 4.
Our second of the half. Media timeout.
Iowa State knocking on the door. Brock, why did they have to just call a timeout?
Same reason they had to earlier in the half. You make a late sub, okay? So you make your early sub. You see the players running on and off the field. You'll see Hutchinson at the bottom of the screen here, the receiver run out to his route. Once he does that, counting umpires over the ball, you now allow Oklahoma State to run that D lineman on. And sorry, you're going to have to call the timeout and burn another one.
They bunch Kohler and Hutchinson at the top of your screen. From the 4. They bring Kohler in tight and hand to Breece Hall. Breece Hall painted once again. "19 games in a row with a rushing touchdown for the All-American Breece Hall."
And an awesome job by the left tackle, Hufford and Russ. It's really these two that set the table. Breece with a beautiful cutback, but look at those two fellas. That's why they made the move to Hufford. Felt like he was more physical and could maul people. We've called Russ's name a couple times, and Breece just continues to do damage. You just felt like eventually he would do what he's done now for 19 straight games.
He continues to add on to his Big 12 record. Iowa State trying to take down the unbeaten number 8 Oklahoma State. Hall has put the Cyclones in front with 5:29 to play. Fox College football is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Edward Jones, life is for living. Let's partner for all of it. Yeah, they're going crazy on that Cyclone sideline. Breece Hall punches it in from 4 yards out. 85-yard touchdown drive. Purdy was perfect. 76 of those 85 yards.
That's the best I've seen Purdy. I know he's had quite a career and documented his record-setting career. And Breece Hall as well in this conference continues to do his damage. But what a response from Brock Purdy. That entire offense. And 5.5 now. The defense will get their turn.
Scribbing it. Picked up. Presley. Just past the 25. Look at consecutive games with a rushing touchdown. Bill Burnett with Arkansas. Then under Virginia Tech, Lee Suggs, early 2000s. Monty Ball, 2010 to 12, 21 straight games. Derrick Henry more recently, 20 consecutive games with a rushing score. And now Breece Hall, his 19th straight game with a rushing touchdown. He's been as consistent as they come. Can Oklahoma State answer? A dart over the middle. Dangerous pass looking for Presley. Incomplete.
Yeah, Spencer's pointing to himself right there. He tries to fit this little skinny post in between 3 zone defenders, and that was going to be a knockout shot if Presley even reached out to it. Yeah, my bad.
Sanders, 3 touchdown passes. A season best. Cowboys need him now. Low snap. He recovers and is brought down. A massive loss. Will McDonald. Who else would it be for the Cyclones?
Wow. You come right over here to the left of the screen. McDonald gets the jump on it. Your best players got to be at their best in the biggest moments, and the Cyclones certainly have here, and they love it.
It's a loss of 8, 3rd and 18. Sanders brought down again. A flag comes in. It's once again McDonald, the unstoppable force.
Well, he was held. He worked through a holding call.
Number 67. That penalty's declined. Brings up 4th down.
I think this place is shaking right now. This was one of the real fears for Oklahoma State, is would they be able to handle Will McDonald? They've done a pretty good job for 55 minutes, but you get into known passing situations, and that is just a mismatch. His speed, his elusiveness, his quickness, 2 gigantic sacks to add to his total.
Fair catch called for at the 35. How about our Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, more than 150 years strong. Protect what matters most.
Well, what everybody expected coming in here, it would be back and forth in this heavyweight fight. Oklahoma State gets the early touchdown. Same corner of the end zone, similar concept. Iowa State responds. This was right before half. What an incredible effort. And it was just the first of many on both sides. That one for Presley. Here's Tay Martin on a post corner route. And then Breece Hall extends his streak to 19 straight games with the touchdown. And I think these fans like you and me and everybody tuning in across the country so thoroughly enjoying what a well-played, hard-fought game.
Now, we knew this one had a chance to be one of the best games on the docket this weekend. It's lived up to that. Breece Hall. Met. Malcolm Rodriguez.
And unlike Iowa State, that has burned 2 timeouts offensively, Oklahoma State still has all 3. This has got to be where you are so experienced defensively. Hit in the open, 458 games played. Matt Campbell's looking to that defense for Oklahoma State, and he knows they are a poised group. This is an opportunity, if you are a Cowboy, especially defensively, to say, man, hey, when we get our stop, we got plenty of timeouts. We want to give our offense yet another opportunity.
Quick strike to Hutchinson. It's his 12th catch today. Lunges to the 40. Picks up 5.
Oklahoma State calls their full timeout of the half. 30 seconds away.
We'll be back in 30 seconds. Timeout called by Oklahoma State. Tomorrow on Fox, Chase Young leads Washington against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, or other regional action. It all kicks off tomorrow on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Check local listings for the game in your area.
Where's Kohler? Where's Hutchinson? You know where this ball is going to usually go in these big moments.
They go to the ground. Breece Hall, well shy of the first down. 4th down coming. Gundy calls another timeout. Now this matchup between the Cowboys and Cyclones, almost exactly like the previous 6, decided by 7 points or fewer. Oklahoma State's won 5 of those 6. Will this one end differently? Cyclones to punt. Presley calls for the fair catch. 3:18 to play. Number 8 undefeated Oklahoma State trailing by 3. And Spencer Sanders leads the Cowboys back on the field.
And this has been his money time this season. He has been so good in fourth quarters. Completion percentage way up. His defense just had his back. Right, fumbled the shotgun snap. Totally discombobulated last series on a 3-and-out. And these are the moments after 3 years that you live for if you're a quarterback, man. Hostile environment, games in my hands. I can't ask for anything more in a one-possession game out on the road at Iowa State.
To the air. He throws behind Presley, who's able to make the catch. Tremendous body control he's met right away. He gained 7.
Boy, he has that, doesn't he? He showed it as he exploded up in the air on the touchdown before half. He is some kind of special and just a young'un.
Owens has enough to move the chains.
I think you're going to see a lot of shotgun. Plenty of tempo. Try not to sub, so Iowa State can't sub. No surprise to see empty here.
Back that direction. He finds Owens once again. He breaks a tackle. He breaks free. He's got the first down. Makes that a 15-yard pickup.
Former high school running back and triple jumper right there, showing the strength of his legs. Runs right through that tackle.
Martin isolated bottom of the screen. Sanders looking elsewhere. Here's a whistle. There's a flag down.
Just did not get set.
False start. Offense number 1. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Yeah, Tay Martin was doing his best. Hands on hip right there. He's trying to run to formation, and that's where Spencer just got to take a little breath. Mike Gundy knows it, former quarterback himself. You want to play fast, but you can't play in such a hurry. You don't allow your guys to get lined up.
Backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Rolling. Underneath. Catch is made. That was Martin coming back for it.
Boy, that's a good throw. That is a deep comeback on a play-action pass. And they've had a little success picking on that field corner. It's TJ Tampa, the youngster that gave up the post-corner touchdown, gets turned around again on the deep comeback.
Incomplete. Jaden Bray, the true freshman, didn't look like he was quite ready for that.
Yeah, he did not have his eyes on the ball, did he? He was looking to see what was coming possibly his way. As Datrone Young, the more veteran field corner, I think came into the game for Tampa. He's down and injured. Hard to see exactly there with Young, whether it was a lower body. Nope, looks like he is okay. And you're right, just kind of discombobulated there with Bray. Kind of expected the ball in one spot, trying to feel where that corner was coming downhill on him. And that's good to see Young come off the field. But that will put TJ Tampa, number 26, number 25, back on the field. And John Haycock, he knows, a veteran guy that right now Oklahoma State's picking on that young corner, especially with Tay Martin. Keep an eye on that matchup.
That's interesting. Bray's a target. He didn't play last week, was injured. No catches the last 4 games. Crunch time here for the Cowboys, who have struggled today on 3rd down, to say the least. Just 2 of 9, 0 for 4 in the second half. Big one here, 3rd and 5. Just over 90 seconds to play. Oklahoma State trailing by 3. To the ground. Warren. Not close.
Well, here's the game. With just one timeout left, that you have to get this, and you better get to the right call. You do not want to be rushed here. You still have plenty of time, and Mike Rose has been a warrior today. That's about the 3rd time that he has been down fighting to stay on this field.
Now, Rose has had just a remarkable career here in Ames. Today is 45th straight start. The only games he's ever played are the games he's started.
And I love what John Haycock said about him. He's got a football spirit. And I've really heard that term. His defensive coordinator, Matt Campbell, looking on as well, because that guy, much like Purdy on the other side, Defensive Player of the Year in the conference a year ago, it is his spirit. It's being in the building. It's his joy to play this game. And once again, he just came flying out of nowhere, throws his body into it, and into yet another collision. And Mike going to need a little de facto extra time out here. Plenty of time as he's talking to the staff, getting to exactly what they want to get to here on 4th and 2 in the game-defining play to this point.
Rose able to make his way off the field. 4th and 2. A minute 25 to play. This game has lived up to everything we had hoped it would. Presley. Met. Stuffed. Well, let's see where they put him. Two sides disagree.
That is King and Young that are just flying out of the secondary. Wow, these guys have just sacrificed their bodies. No surprise on the biggest play of the game, the exact same thing happens. King, the safety, Young, the middle safety, they see it in front of them, and they're just on the treadmill at 20 miles an hour, flying right into a headache.
Looks like he's going to be just inches short. Let's see with the measurement. This is going to be close.
Just the way that should be, right, with these two. It's been close for 6 years.
Oh, the camera's strapped down.
To me, this play just epitomizes so much of what this game is about. Just watch the two sides give everything they have. I think that's a pretty good spot. An initial collision, you see them trying to pull. Their buddy down, and what a great hug between two defensive-minded guys who have not been able to get over the hump of this Oklahoma State team. Get the ball to Presley in space. They are going to look at this spot. The initial collision certainly puts him behind the line. I just think there's too many bodies there on such a call as this to change that spot beyond the 40-yard line.
We welcome in Mike Pereira once again. Mike, we saw the measurement. They're seeing if this spot is accurate. What are you making of everything you've seen on your end?
Well, it's a really close spot. There's no question about that. You got to focus on the 40. Don't focus on the yellow line on that one shot that we get, because you can see the yellow line is not where it's supposed to be here. Is he on the body? That's what it looks like. He might be on the body. And does he fall far enough forward? I just don't think in these that there's really enough that could be changed.
Gosh, does this feel like Ohio State, Michigan from like 8 years ago? The pretty big spot at the end of the game. Wow. It was 2016. It just has that kind of feel to it. And I just think there's too much, as Mike said, too many bodies. Yeah. Too pivotal a call, right, Mike? I mean, you also got to take into account, don't you, the significance of changing this moment?
Yeah, no question. You go in to assume that the call on the field was correct, so it's got to be indisputable that it's not, and it is very close. And
after further review, ruling on the field stands. First down, Iowa State.
But it just was such that you couldn't overturn it.
Thank you, Mike.
Last two things here as this place is going to continue to go crazy. Number one, these guys down the line have been phenomenal, right? Earlier in the game, we saw him down at the goal line. Just nailed it multiple times. Number two, I think the fans may rush the field.
Back to the announcement. Reaction on the sideline. Keep in mind your last point, Brock. Their last home win, the Cyclones, against a top 10 team. You got to go back to October of 2018. They beat number 6 West Virginia. It was the first start in the incredible career of Brock Purdy, who today makes his 40th career start.
These two teams play 100 times. I think 99 of 100 the game looks and feels just like this. And flip a coin. Would it be Oklahoma State by a possession? Would it be Iowa State by a possession? But give Brock Purdy an immense amount of credit. He was awesome again. Iowa State's defense rose up when it had to, but a well-played game between two teams that gave their absolute heart and soul to it.
They're coming for it. You best get out of the way. Now, 10 years ago, it was Iowa State beating an undefeated at the time and number 2 Oklahoma State. And the perfect season for the Cowboys is spoiled today in Ames.
Aaron, I don't know if I've seen two teams just give you everything that they had, every part of their being. Never have we played 5 hits that sounded the way they did today. And two teams, no losers. They're just simply no losers. They gave everything, and what a joy to be a part of it.
It's yet another unranked team taking down a top 25 foe. What a win for Iowa State. Heartbreak for Oklahoma State. 24-21. Cyclones win. We'll be back with more post-game coverage from Los Angeles coming up right after these messages.